Hey, Conway was calling himself the grimiest of all time all through 2018, and nigga wasn't lying in the slightest. By the time this album rolled around, Conway had already put in his 10,000 hours of developing that spooky sound. Then I saw a huge improvement in his pen game from 2017 to 2018. This Everybody is Fool series was his mixtape rebuttal to Westside Gunn's Hitler Wears Air Mask series. The first edition of this series was fire. I think it was one of Conway's most underrated albums. The second one wasn't quite on the same level as the first, but it started to see Conway experiment a little bit with his style, something that he'd go on to flesh out a little bit more later in his career. Let's see what this one got.
Hard work instead of talent, but I work harder than niggas and I got better talent than any nigga that ever challenged and tried to knock me off my toes. I had to show him I had better balance.
Man, you can really see a tangible difference between early Conway and this Conway. Conway always had the style where he could take a rhyme scheme and just hit you with it back to back for several lines, but for him to develop that even more, and then for him to add in that extra element of throwing internal rhyme schemes in there too, something I didn't really see like Reject 2 portion of his career. So like he got this 4-syllable rhyme scheme at the end, but he had a it sound internal rhyme scheme on the first 2 lines, and then this O sound internal rhyme in the second 2 lines.
My bitch thick like Meg Thee Stallion. As you can see, my bread is piling. Still got the elbows flying like I'm Randy Savage. Lately, the bitches give me...
That's fire. That's fire. Elbows flying, Randy Savage, his elbow off the top rope finishing move, and then elbows flying, weed flying, selling weed. Come on, man.
Pistol possession in all my priors. These niggas all are liars. I know some Zoes will push your shit from Opalaka to Fort Myers with carbon fire.
Is he talking about Makami?
Now I'm in position. I got all kind of people calling my line that I ain't see when I was on the climb. Where was you, nigga? I still cop jewels and rock ice.
Right now.
Trig on the news, my dude just got life. Damn.
Like I remember that lose sound.
Without spikes, my team can't win without me like Bulls without Mike. Everybody's fooled, I told them.
D-Rose was supposed to be it, but the devil was working hard against that man's ACLs.
We got extendos in the Glock. If it's drama, let me know. We pull up. High power putting holes in niggas. And your bitch see me Versace down.
It's funny how Everybody is Food is supposed to be a mixtape series, but it got more song structure than pretty much everything he put out up to this point in time, as far as like having well-written choruses.
And Derringer and West and Benny, and really, we apparently the best. The semi, I got it with me. I airing with the scat is spinning when it hit him, and it's tearing in
like
his flesh. I'm
with
apparently a threat, cause they compare me to the best. But
he like took that flow over the bar line. That was sick.
I'm from May Street, selling crack and carrying the tech. Told you it's getting spooky. This shit is scaring them to death.
It's quite fitting that this is the title track for like the whole series, and this song pretty much gave you a glimpse of everything the mixtape series had to offer. You get Conway's same super intricate rhyme schemes, grimy content, and beats that see Conway playing with a little bit of polish. First verse was nuts. He had like 3 different rhyme schemes, all of them with 4 syllables, and the way that he was playing with the internal rhyme schemes through that, and then the elbows flying Randy Savage line, that's disgusting. Second verse, when he first started it, I thought that the rapping wasn't quite as on par as with the first verse. He was using like 3-syllable rhyme schemes, but he switched up the flow like midway through. Got this stop-start flow that one line felt like it bled into the next. Yeah, sick rapping from Conway. The beat was like when your role player give you 10, 12 points. Like he went out there going crazy, but he did what you needed it to do. Those bright keys, and I think some strings were harmonized in there too, gave the beat this airy feel. Some of the more spookier beats he raps over sound a little bit more captivating to me, but the beat wasn't bad. This is The Basement.
You know I don't try nothing basic.
Yo, what is this beat?
Who wanna race it? Paid 100 for the bracelet. Another meal coming, I can taste it. No top when I wanna race it. Nigga, I'm from the bottom, I'm from the basement. So when you say I'm the illest, that's an understatement. Bodies dropping in my city.
That's a slick line. He said he's from the bottom, so that's an understatement. Under bottom basement.
Jack boys jumping out your bushes, you gon' see a cave. Yeah. 4 in the morning sipping E and J. And when they G ride, you gon' see a grave. Tired if you ain't got your blicker. You are not no killer. And one summer shoot a pop 4 niggas. I was shot in my top when West dropped those Hitlers. But I got back on my feet, now my flow sicker. I'm here now, nigga.
That hot alliteration in them last lines, nigga is floating.
Feel like I'm losing my mind, I did a line. Youngest
story
squeeze a
adds up
line for
crazy.
me and mine. Big hole in his back, paramedics can see his spine.
Hey, that's a sick song, dog. I love that beat. I was talking about this in the Everybody Is Food 2 video, but Griselda be sounding grimy over these guitar samples. This one was super sick because for the bulk of the beat, during that verse, they play that one guitar note and the resonance would fill out the majority of the beat. Then they switch to a different part of the sample during the bridge. Conway's verses were sick. These verses sounded even more menacing than E.I.F. And then I like the different flows that we got from Conway. We had mostly 4-syllable rhyme schemes on the first song. He played with like these 2-syllable rhyme schemes, a little bit more alliteration, and he got into a little bit of choppy flows, choppy in a good way on that second verse. I also liked him getting that playful delivery towards the end of the second verse. Tough song. This is Country Mike.
Watch roads, foreign that I drove, dodging potholes, extendo clips and the Glocks, we got those. Versace my clothes, every time I answer my phone.
Bad
that's
that
like
2-syllable rhyming.
You could say I got the block sold. Grab those choppers, we pop those.
Why are these spazzing right now?
We ain't the same if you don't shoot your blick or use your stick. Don't try to hide if we can't find you, we gon' shoot your bitch. Nail it to the crucifix, gruesome shit. I hate rappers. Fuck you and that nigga that produced your shit.
Well, I like how the last couple of bars with this 3-syllable rhyme scheme, every other line he would end the bar with the 3-syllable rhyme scheme, and the very next line, the first lines, would be the 3-syllable rhyme scheme again. Everything's real intricate right now, but it's still effortless.
I come from the bottom, wildin' and hopping gates. If you ain't got a body, you probably cannot relate.
I like how you use this body.
In my face.
This is a 4-syllable rhyme scheme that he's using at the end of the bar, and then he's using the body part of it as a separate internal rhyme.
Country Mike died in my face in 98. Gun was in the yard, not on my waist. That's my mistake. Rest in peace, yeah.
Oh, that's tough. He was using this hopping gates 3-syllable rhyme scheme at the end of the bar, but he would use the body part of it in the middle of the line as an internal.
I get hate from haters cause I'm making paper. Fuck them niggas, I did it my way and now my cake is major. Hit your face with razor, I slide with stick like I play for Sabres.
For Case Slugger to be somebody I've never heard of, I'm really rocking with his production. For him to be able to add elements to the style that I haven't heard from Conway before, but for him to still be able to capture that spooky aesthetic, that's tough, man. This beat was super off the wall. Matter of fact, it kind of got into that abstract feel that Sadu Gold captures really well. Simple loop, but nigga came through with that Courage the Cowardly Dog type beat. Beat sounded super menacing. So far, this rapping has been more on par with F.O.O.D 1, which I think is a superior F.O.O.D out of the first two, than F.O.O.D 2. Definitely has time for it to switch up, but F.O.O.D 2 has some interpersonal and vulnerable cuts on it, where 1 was more grimy all the way through. This has been grimy. And then more top tier flows and rhyme scheme. And what separates this from some of his even earlier projects that I thought had good rapping, like The Machine on Steroids, for example, is where in some of his older projects, he kind of had one style. He'd take a 3-syllable, 4-syllable rhyme scheme, take it for 10 bars, and then switch it up. This one, we getting all these intricacies with different flows, different internal rhyme schemes. He weaves in between rhyme schemes a little bit more smoothly. Impressed so far. This is Richest in the City.
Don't try to hide, boy, cause we a catcher. About to drop album of the year and I ain't even pressure. Putting holes all in your body, you gon'
right
see a stretcher. I need a milli out the deal and I ain't seeing lesser. I call my nigga Pap to cook it when I need a chef up. 2,000 for my pair of shoes. Niggas
took that rhyme scheme a minute.
Trying to wear my shoes. I see them plot and they wanna know when machine drop. I thought of this shit on the spot. I ain't even drop this. I put the profit.
Hey, and it sound like he ain't write it either. The opening rhyme scheme was fire, but these last couple of lines, he's been the lightest lines on the album.
I'm probably somewhere in the presidential suite with your queen topless, nigga. Album dropping,
He picked it up.
Lock shit, nigga. Yeah. Got these pussy niggas mad too. Now they wanna hate on me, nigga. Now they wanna hate on me, nigga.
Man, what is this? Hey, man, some songs you just gotta abort on the hard drive. You don't have to release everything. Man, the song ain't trash. It's just undercooked. Like, I bit in the chicken and it's a little pink. Started out with a strong rhyme scheme and then the verse just dropped off. Everything started sounding generic. The rhyme schemes weren't as crisp. They had this terrible chorus that they could have just did without because they didn't even have a second verse after the chorus. Beat would have worked if Conway would have gave us a little bit more lyrically. That beat wasn't captivating enough to save the song. It's probably on a similar level as like the E.I.F beat, which I thought was just cool. The song had potential, but it kind of fell flat. It was like I paid for seats to an NBA game and I show up and it's just a scrimmage. I ain't feeling that when this is Egyptian cloth. It came through with the game show type beat. Who Wants to Be a Thousandaire type beat.
Baking soda make the product in the pot.
No, I like this beat though.
Fuck nigga out the spies, I let a shot fly and push the nigga shit lopside. Yeah. 1500 for a spade up in one. That's just one bottle. Through 10,000, that's just one stroke.
Hey, bottle service is the new loan sharks, dog. They be extorting niggas.
Fuck the Fed cops, free the niggas that the feds lock. Red dots, your head top, hollow head, lead pop. Teardrops, tatted on my shooter face. Dreadlock, shoot you where you stand, that's your motherfucking dead spot.
I like that song. I'm rocking with that beat. Another really out of the box, but still grimy sounding beat. Beat low-key feel like these niggas finna tame a snake. I think it worked though. Surprisingly enough, Conway's the one who held the song back. Not that the rapping is particularly bad, it's just not on par with the first 3 tracks on here. But once again, he said he ain't write nothing, and it sounded like he ain't write it. The thing that did save the song lyrically though is all these bars were gritty, dog. Conway got the capability to punch your head off. We ain't getting no crazy punches. We got a couple on E.I.F. The project probably could use something to shake it up a little bit. Another thing I did like though is when they used the pitch down vocals. In other songs when either Conway or Gun's done this, it sounded great. In my opinion, whether it's Shark Guts from Conway, Sway Matumbos from Gun, it's a sound I like to see Griselda play with more because it adds to that spooky aesthetic. Pretty good song. I like that beat. I didn't love the rapping, but the rapping wasn't bad. This is London Pound.
Vacation house costs $250,000 for the week. From rubber bands on the wrist to VVs on the new Philippe. We got a different reach. I'm global, plus your boy a mogul.
Hey, I don't know who this burner dude is, but he tight roping on this beat. He teetering a little bit.
Motor lawn, the snakes in the mix. I want them gone. I'm out in Brooklyn moving.
Nah, this ain't it, dog.
The digi-scale, the Conway, I'm on one. 100
No,
in my
you're not.
And why we ready? Branded baggies in my telly.
This is garbage, dog.
Chevy and my shooter's hand steady.
Fuck around, one of my guys come and buck you down, gun you down, shoot up your corner with 100 rounds. Whoa, you niggas broke, I can tell. I'm about to drop this new shit, and it got that GOAT album.
Conway, come on, man. Hey, how to waste a beat 101. I heard Conway made this in 2 days. This like when you got an essay in school and you get close to the deadline and you start out real strong, but as time start ticking, you just have to start writing real quick. And you just throw some stuff together. They just threw some stuff together on this song. Beat was tough. They flipped the dope soul sample. Then they had the trap drums over it. Look, I'm not a trap hater at all, but I feel like on this album and on F.O.O.D 2, when Conway had to get on a trap beat, he like forgot how to rap good. Rapping was okay from Conway, 2-syllable rhyme schemes. These are some of the most generic bars on here, but as much as I didn't really care for Conway's verse, it was way better than Burner's verse. Verse sounded like something I would hear back in the day on a CD that a nigga would hand me in the gas station. Generic bars, 1-syllable rhyming, not it at all. Like, what's that Benny the Butcher album called that's coming out? Everybody Can't Go. Look, man, everybody can't go. Just you friends with somebody don't mean they should be on your album. That was not it. Pretty good beat though. This is Survival.
Think like you get people out of survival mode, they start thinking,
I'm not in a skit mood. This is Don't Judge Me.
When my nigga went to prison, he was bitten, he was locked. I had warrants, so I couldn't go and visit him on top.
Bro, this is a 5-syllable rhyme scheme. That's tough.
I'ma give you my word, I'ma give you my story. No, this shit just not words. Shit so vivid, feel like you still on that curve. When that fiend came pregnant and she still got served. When I shot sleeves, nigga, that's just me. Well, don't judge me. I be speaking my mind. I ain't seen my son since last Christmas. I could've reached out, but I don't do the ass kissing. Don't judge me, cause I'm a nigga.
That's probably the one situation where you should kiss a little butt to see your son. Despite the song title, I'm gonna have to judge him a little bit.
Listen, everybody is fool, now I'm 3 for 3. Don't judge me, I'm just being me, and I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Man, where was this? I wish we would've got more of this than London Pound. That was a dope way to end the album. I like that gloomy sample. It was a good backdrop for the content that Conway was rapping about. Only thing I don't like about this song is I thought the chorus was a little basic, but dog, the verses, man, the lyricism was back on par with the first few songs on this album that I thought were really lyrically good. But then the vulnerability, I think Conway's proven time and again he's the best in Griselda at doing that. I mean, even down to the flaws, it was just dope hearing him spill all that out on a song. song. But overall, I think it was a pretty good album. It could have been a lot better. The start of this album was really strong, from E.I.F to Country Mike. Rapping was really top notch. We got a lot of different flows, a lot of different rhyme schemes, elite lyricism from Conway. And then production wise, I like seeing Conway expand his comfort zone on songs like The Basement and Country Mike with those sort of out of the box beats. But then you get to songs like Egyptian Cloth and London Pound, where Egyptian Cloth did have a fire beat, but the rapping took a step backwards. Then London Pound was just unacceptable. I have no idea why Burner was on this album. He didn't deserve a spot here. He was trash. And then I guess he done rubbed off on Conway a little bit, because even Conway had a mid-verse on that song. But then it picks it right back up on Don't Judge Me. So highlights are good, but on a short 7-song album, you can't really afford to have down songs. And I think that's what happened here. Not a bad album, but not the best from Conway. But it's still some songs to take away from this project.